Hey everyone, we are now in Alberta, Canada, and last night it got down into the negative 30s. Our little camper struggled. The walls are so cold, and look at this ice. That's ice on the inside building up. Look at all this ice in the bottom of the camper window. Yeah. Look at all this ice. I don't even think these windows would open if we wanted them to. We're parked in the back of a Flying J's truck stop. Look at all that ice. This is the hookup if we wanted to put our diesel heater. If that was too frozen for us to unscrew to hook up our hoses, we do have an electric heat gun we could use. And look at all that ice right there. Look at all that ice. The mattress is sticking to it. And we're about to get on the road, and first we gotta brush our teeth. Look at all that ice right there. Wow. So much ice. But we got our negative 60 boots we're about to put on. We have some negative 40 jackets. And we got lots of gloves. Today, we are gonna hit the mountains of Alberta. And then we're gonna hit the Coquihalla Highway in British Columbia. I think we're gonna have to chain up the trailer. We're gonna have to chain up the truck. If the roads are bad, I don't know what to expect. The roads in Ontario were horrible. Truck crashes everywhere. Lots of delays, slippery roads, we had to drive slow. Manitoba, fast moving. Saskatchewan, fast moving. Alberta, fast moving. There's barely any snow here. Everything's perfect. Look at all that ice. Look at all the ice underneath the mattress too. Most of that's our breath freezing, and this is the redness there is from this sticking to the wall. All right, everyone, it's 9 in the morning. Perfect timing. The generator just ran out of fuel, but we're out of here. Okay, we're opening it up. Look at this area. The grassy plains of Alberta. Okay, let's go on out. Just took a peek out here 10 minutes ago, and all the truck drivers left. When we got here last night, we didn't have that view. There were so many truck drivers here. They're all on the road now. Here's our little camper. Tiny little thing. We'll put the generator away, put our extension cord away. And you see how little space there is on our rim right there? We have low profile tire chains that we'll be installing today. We might have to scrape a little bit of this ice and grime because all our tire chains are in here. The ones for those low profile rims, which I'll also put on the front of the truck because there's not room for traditional tire chains because of the strut and tire being too close. We have ratchet strap chains. It's a regular chain going under the tire and a ratchet strap going through the rim. But we also got regular chains for my rear wheels, which are triple chain cleated. They should be good. See, there's almost no snow here in Alberta, just the coating. And there's people walking dogs over there. All right, now we gotta wind up our electrical cords. Look at the amount of road salt on that window. Wow. All right, it is so cold in the truck. We can see our breath. Engine's been on for a minute, but let's start moving to try to get some heat in here. Wow, it's cold. Even though it's 9 in the morning, it hasn't gone up much from last night being in the negative 30s. Now the temperature's only gone up to negative 11 Fahrenheit. We're fogging up a little bit up front now. Okay. The temperature gauge has not moved yet. It is freezing in here. Maybe as soon as we get on the highway, the temperature will start warming up. Engine's completely cold right now. Got all those solar panels over there. That's what that is as far as the eye can see. In this extreme cold weather, I love seeing all the power plants and factories steaming. Look at that. What I think that was, I think they're pre-cooking bacon or something. The whole area smells like maple bacon or something, and there's a whole bunch of the bull hauling trucks coming out of there, but they may have been moving pigs. I don't know. They're pre-cooking some sort of mass meat here. Whole area smells awesome. I'm gonna get a little bit of time lapse of Alberta. It's so flat. This has got to be the flattest place we've seen so far. We're in the oil fields of Alberta now. As far as the eye can see, perfectly flat ground with crude oil tanks. There's oil wells everywhere pumping. That's why fuel's so cheap out here. Saskatchewan and Alberta, we're able to fill our tank up for $100 less than back in Ontario, because we have a huge tank. We can drive like 12 hours without stopping. Out here it's much, much cheaper to move around. Wow, look at that. There's thousands of cows over there in those feedlots. This tiny little steep hill. to see a train. Not a super long train. I already see the end. After some of these days, it feels warm out. Right now it's 1 degree outside Fahrenheit, or negative 17 Celsius. That feels actually warm after some of what we faced. The wind also went away. See stuff like this at home. Look at these neighborhoods. All these houses. Not a single bush or tree. Just so wide open and windy. It looks like there's a couple little foothills coming up. So vast and empty and flat. Alright everyone, we're really close to the Rocky Mountains. Look how flat it is. But if we zoom way up there, that's the Rocky Mountains up on the horizon. That is a whole ton of campers. Wow. And they're all different ages. Is that storage? An auction lot? What is that? It is storage. That's what that is. That's a lot. We're getting close to the mountains. Icy bridge. As far as the eye can see, nothing but cookie cutter houses. Look at that. Some of them are still being built. They're building thousands of houses all at once right next to each other. I'll never understand that. It's not for me. If you can afford a house that probably cost over $500,000, why would you build it literally 5 feet from the neighbor's house? I'm the type that wants a tiny house with a massive amount of land. We're gonna stop somewhere around Calgary and we're gonna top off fuel, fill up the gas cans for the generator, and it looks like the mountain passes could be a pain, because we're supposed to be getting a couple inches of snow up there tonight. We'll see what happens. Wow, look at the mountains now. In the distance, all these hills look like they're snow covered, but that's actually all rooftops. All those far hills right there, it's nothing but rooftops. Look at this, we got some birds there eating a coyote. Alright everyone, we just topped off our fuel. Got rid of garbage, fill up gas cans, and we got some sandwiches that were actually really cheap. Got a roll of paper towels and glass cleaner. Make sure the windshield's as clean as possible for today's mountain footage. Everything in there was actually super cheap. You wouldn't expect that at a truck stop. Paper towels for only $2 Canadian. That's not bad at all. We should be in the mountains in about an hour. up there on the fields. Look at those. Are those cows? Yeah, they're cows. Finally getting back into the woods. It's getting more mountainous, but there's no ice. And amazingly, it was so cold when we woke up this morning. Right now it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit or -1 Celsius. It actually got very warm. This is the warmest part of the trip in a while. more snow covered. The road is slightly deteriorating, but not bad. Here's another Animal Crossing. We just saw a bunch of deer at one of the pull-ins. Maybe people feed them. I'll try to get that off the dash camera to add to the video. Look at this. It is a beautiful overpass with the trees growing up on it. Wow. The trees here look amazing. The roads are getting a little worse, but they're not snow covered quite yet. We also haven't gone up into the mountain passes yet either. But it is getting colder. It's now 27 or about -3 Celsius. Okay, the roads are getting really snow covered. There's some pretty deep snow now up here. We gotta watch it. Not quite time to put chains on yet, but if it starts getting very snow covered, we might have to soon. I can feel it. It's getting a little slippery. So far, we must have gone underneath at least a dozen of these so far, these Animal Crossings. That's really cool how they have the entire highway fenced out of the animals' reach. And look at the left to travel lane. It's pretty snow covered. Really deep snow happening now. And it looks like there's a blizzard going on up ahead of us. We can't even see the mountains. You can just see the slight outline up there. Wow, the snow's getting so deep now. Really deep snow. But there's lots of snow plows out here keeping it nice and opened. And it's actually fairly warm out. It's only 25 or about -4 Celsius. Alright, we're going down the first long grade. It's not slippery, not bad. Here's another Animal Crossing. There's also signs starting to come up saying avalanche zone. Do not stop. Look at all that snow built up hanging up over the pass. Wow. Alright, right now we're driving by a brake check station for the big heavy trucks. That means something very steep is coming up. We gotta be careful on this slush. I'm feeling traction loss right there a little bit. But so far, so good. Not too bad. 7% grade for the next 6 kilometers. Look at this flat rock edge right here. That looks so cool. How it's snow covered. Gusting wind must have pushed snow against that the last time it was snowing really hard. Can't even tell where the rumble strips are. So far, so good. I'm not having to do any excessive braking. Just tapping it here and there so nothing heats up. There's nobody on my tail, which is nice. Everyone's keeping a good distance. The rumble strip keeps going back and forth through the lane, because this isn't even where the lane is supposed to be. This is just where people are driving, because nobody can tell where the lane is. So far, so good. Not even having to touch the brakes. The engine's doing all the work. Now we're getting a little bit steeper. Absolutely beautiful area. Trailer. Everything's going really nice. Tap the brake again. Let off. Another tap. I like how all the signs on this road are hanging by chains. That is so the snowplow doesn't break them off. They can swing back and forth. When I was filming in my area, someone in my comments was saying what a waste of money it was that they saw stop signs and stuff with 2 poles. Same reason. 1 pole, it's easier to break off or twist when snow hits it. Wow, look how tall this mountain is next to us. Tap the brake a little bit. We barely even have to use the brakes. My old car is horrible at hills like this. So we're almost done with the hill. Not slippery yet, but I'm not going to take chances at all around corners. The maintenance is really, really good. So we're just going to try to stay put if there's any snowstorms. Dash camera randomly took a picture. I'm not quite sure why. Alright, the end is in sight. Ooh, I smell burning brakes. Someone in front of me is burning them bad. It smells awful. Actually 2 lanes, but it's so slippery that everyone's just treating it as one. And that's understandable. I don't want to drive on that slush either. It looks like it's developing into what could be 2 lanes. Nope, not quite. bit of a slowdown here, but nothing bad. Lots of really nice fog and clouds up in the mountains. We should have a really good view around this corner. Getting on to what's called 10 Mile Hill. We just went by a brake checking area. So here's another bad one. But the road is not snow covered. We're at 30 degrees, -1 Celsius. It should be fine. Grade next 2.6 kilometers. Here comes a runaway truck ramp coming up. Look at this nice crevice we're about to go through. Of fences and metal nets here to stop rocks from falling down in the road. Pretty cool. Most of the rocks fall during the spring thaw after all the water that's freezing and expanding starts melting. So cool. Look what the wind did with the snow on that rock face to the left. Roads here are in perfect shape. Alright everyone, it says we are approaching an avalanche area. Do not stop. This is pretty cool. We're about to go through an avalanche shed. So in an area like this, avalanches keep burying the road repeatedly, so they end up building this so the avalanche can go over the road and they don't have to dig it out and people don't potentially get buried in it either. Pretty cool. There we go, nice and clean. We got another one. Ooh, there could be mountain sheep on the road, it says. This is a much, much bigger one. We're going up a steep hill. I hear the engine, it's struggling. Ah, this is cool. Another one. avalanche trails over on the left side too. Trees don't grow there because they keep getting wiped out. There's another one coming up. So cool. The piles of snow are getting insane. They're huge. And the snow on the rooftops of these buildings. Got here on this flatbed. Oh, they had a steer go out, so they're just towing a truck. This one has an avalanche on top of it. Got another one. Check, see if they have a bathroom. Half of them do. Look at the snow buildup on the buildings there. Yeah, they do have a bathroom. That's what is right there. Wow, look at the deep snow on these bathrooms. And we got a raven up there. That's some awesome snow. This bathroom smells horrible, even though it's so cold out. Alright, this is new. We're experiencing fog. Things could go wrong very, very quickly. It is 34 degrees. 1 Celsius. Alright, it's getting even warmer. As the sun goes down, it is now 36 degrees, or about 2 Celsius. The trees have no more snow in them. There's almost zero snowpack in the forest. only up on the peaks of the mountains. Roads are in real good shape. That fog looks really cool. Almost dark. We have about 5 more hours on the road if the road stays in great shape. Thinking about changing the oil tonight because this is the warmest night we've had in a while. We think. A lot can change over 5 hours. It's very warm here. If not, I'll wait a couple days. Where we're going in Hope, we're going to explore the area. We got a bunch of cool things we want to look at. There's a day that's going to be 45, 7 Celsius out there. It's going to be nice. That'll be a good day too. If not tonight. This is getting pretty. Absolutely no snow in this area. Anywhere. Exactly 2 hours remaining until we get to the town of Hope, where we're gonna spend the night, maybe a couple nights at that truck stop while exploring during the daytime in the area. Still a lot of traffic, but that's because of the holidays. Still lighter than it would have been in my area. Rocks, crevices. Absolutely no snow around here. I did notice when we were here during the summer, these areas have a lot of old growth trees, moss. It reminds me of Western Washington, so I guess maybe it's heated by the ocean a bit. The warmer part of BC. This area has lots of warning signs for falling rocks. You can see why these days like this that are above freezing, things could be falling. I haven't seen anything yet. Today, maps are not routing us. We're not even going to go on the Coquihalla Highway at all today. Today we're still on the Trans-Canada Highway, and this is a very winding section. There's a lot of corners where you got to slow way, way down. Very, very windy. Trailer. This truck is really good at engine braking. Right now we're going down a steep hill. We're not having to touch the brakes at all. Working really, really good. today, amazingly, on all these mountain passes, the past probably 10 hours of driving there's nothing flat about it. We're amazingly getting 16 mpg, while yesterday in Saskatchewan it was perfectly flat, and we were getting 10. It's because yesterday we were fighting a severely strong headwind all day, and today these hills aren't even really affecting gas mileage, amazingly. I guess it's kind of balancing out going down like this. There's someone right on my tail right now. I'm not gonna go faster until the hill's over. Saving the brakes right now. I'm not even downshifting. The transmission is doing that for me. If I just tap the brake, it downshifts for me, which is good in most cases, but on any of the mountain passes where they're slippery, I put it into manual mode, because an automatic transmission, if it's slippery and it decides to randomly downshift, that can cause you to also jackknife. That's one of the reasons some of the newer semi-trucks are dangerous in the winter if you're using it as an automatic, because it can jackknife if it suddenly has that tug of stopping itself. So if it's slippery, I manual shift. The road's now getting foggy on these steep, winding roads. Look at all that fog. It's not super thick. It's coming and going. Majestic when it comes and goes like that. Looks really cool. This is a pretty long hill. Experiencing here, this might not be completely fog. It smells like smoke. I'm gonna have to check a wildfire map. Yeah, I'm looking at the wildfire map right now, and there's one right next to us, and it's labeled as fully under control with a green dot. And there's a couple of them up north that have yellow dot, which I guess is partially under control. But yeah, this is wildfire smoke right now, but it says it's under control. We're about 50 minutes from Hope right now. I do think that was fog I showed just a moment ago back in the video, where it was coming and going, because smoke doesn't come and go like that. No, this is smoke. It's just consistent. Look at this, we got a tunnel. It's cool. Yeah, we definitely went through this last year. It's not the way we came last year, it's the way we left. This tunnel's awesome. Still smoky. Another tunnel. That's so cool. got another tunnel coming up. Got another tunnel. We got another one. This is a fun road to drive. It's like a roller coaster. It's all downhill. We have made it to where we're gonna spend the night. Quickly do a little bit of maintenance here. Back of this parking lot. Hopefully we can find a nice spot. All right, everyone, we're about to do an oil change on the truck. I got my tool here to get the plastic housing off for the oil filter. I got a Toyota oil filter. I got the O-ring for the drain plug. I got more than enough oil. Got my socket set. Impact to get my skid plates off. Should be fully charged still. And a headlamp. And I pulled this block of wood out, put it in front of my tire, and I didn't have a second block of wood, but I found this nice rock. I'm going to pull up onto that just to give me a little more working room. There's already enough working room, but might as well be a little bit more comfortable. And I don't need gloves. I don't even need a jacket. It's so warm. It is 36 Fahrenheit or 2 Celsius. It feels amazing after the past week of frigid cold. We woke up this morning and it was in the negative 30s. Such a difference today. And I hear water falling. This might be a waterfall here in the morning. All right, everyone, so we're gonna lubricate everything with the WD-40. We just did an oil change on the truck, and there was a weird line on the dipstick that I thought I overfilled, so I drained a little bit, and it was still there. It's just a factory line, but I actually had it perfect the first time. I drained a little bit, then I had to fill it back up, but we had extra oil. It's okay. Fresh oil change done on the truck. It's actually pretty warm out. I just want to lubricate the insides of these locks, all these parts, while it's nice and warm. Even though it's been warm, it was freezing when we were up in those mountains. The grease gun, nothing actually like loosened up. So maybe in the next couple days it will. I'm not locking these again. I'm not taking the risk of these freezing up. But, however, if we go into like a truck stop and stuff, I do want, like where our camera gear and stuff is inside here, I want this to be completely locked up. There's nothing too expensive in there. It's mostly Harbor Freight tools. But just see, I just want to get it inside the keyholes because WD-40 repels moisture that could be in there. Just get it all over everything. I'm not picky about that. I just locked it. I gotta unlock it now. I'm gonna spray it on the deadbolt in there too. That should be fine. Okay, so the back door, get that in there, moving around and around in there. I'm not gonna be picky about it. So in the back here, this got really frozen at the beginning of our trip. There's nothing important back here. We shouldn't have to open this unless there's an emergency and we have to use the diesel heater because we'll have to tap onto the batteries. Look at the batteries. Look at all that frost. Even though it's well above freezing right now, it's still very frosty. Those batteries are solid. They're acting like ice blocks. There's also so much condensation down inside here. We're gonna have to like dry this out so it doesn't rot out the wooden floor in there eventually. But we'll do it at the end of the trip because ice isn't gonna hurt anything. It will be frozen again in a couple days, but we're just trying to make sure that nothing freezes up again, so I'm putting excessive oil all over everything. All right, everyone, so I just pumped grease into my fitting there. There's another fitting underneath here I pumped into. There's no grease fitting here, so I use this right here, which is for ball joints. This is lithium grease. See, it's not spraying. It's because it's literally frozen. When this heats up, it'll start spraying, and we'll probably do it a little more tomorrow. But also, I got these locking trailer pins everywhere, and I'm paranoid about salt and stuff getting in them, so I always clean out these locks really, really good whenever we get a chance. I'm gonna run the key in there too. I also have another one of these underneath the truck right here. Just wanna make sure that stays clean. No salt water getting in there. This will repel anything out of there, so I use excessive. Make sure everything stays nice so nothing seizes in case I have to take all this apart in an emergency. Excessive. Make sure all this stuff is ready to work in case I have to do it in extreme cold this week. So when we get up to Yukon, we could potentially be up there in a couple days. This is gonna be frozen solid, and this is gonna prevent it from freezing. It's been working so far. It's nice that we had a thaw. I didn't think we'd have a day to look over all this. And these things too, this will help these from seizing. Okay, that's good. A little excessive, but we're good. We've got plenty of tire chains. These are all bags of tire chains. I'll show it to you again. I showed it in one of my other videos, but I'll show you what we got. So the trailer doesn't have a lot of wheel well space, so you put this over the tire and you ratchet strap it through the rim. I'm also going to put these on the front wheel of the truck. It recommends 5 per tire, but we have twice as many as we need. I also have traditional triple cleated tire chains for my truck down in this bag here. These are super heavy. I'm not even going to pull them out. I'll have to show them to you. I've never actually chained these up on my truck, but I've done it on my car before. I have a smaller set for my car. Come on out. Heavy old things. This is how you tighten them. That's the key. Better untangle them now while it's warm. Okay, got them apart. There's one, there's two. I don't think I brought the triple ones. I think these are double. But this is called cleated. See, regular tire chains don't have this extra piece that helps dig into thick ice. See that? But you see how these chains are substantially thicker than the other ones. There's not enough room, and these are cam tightening. So when you put it on your tire, you put this in here, and you tighten it. It's kind of hard to show you without it being on the tire, but there's multiple cams. Sometimes, depending on if the tire is not completely inflated, you might only have to use one, or you might have to use every single cam it has. But these are clearly brand new. I've never had to chain my truck up before, but I've had to chain my car up many times that I've shown in videos. Okay. And also probably the first time I use these and take them off, I'll probably just hang these on the back of the trailer. This bag is a piece of junk. I'll probably not use that. I'm not worried. That brings back memories from the last time I did it on my car. That'll be easy. But when we actually use these, it's gonna be so cold, we're gonna need gloves. That's heavy. Okay, let's go take a shower and wash our clothes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a shower now. These are some of the cleanest truck showers here. Nice glass door, and it has this waterfall thing, which is pretty cool. Let me show it. These type of showers here cost like a lot. How does this work? It was some weird one last time we were at this one. Do you have to pull? Do you remember how to turn this on? Last time it took us a minute to figure this out.
Push it?
Push? No.
Twist?
I thought it was pull. I don't know. It's got...
Carefully don't.
I don't know. Maybe... Oh, there we go. It's okay, I'm gonna wash all this clothes anyways. Alright, you gotta turn them individually, alright. Got a waterfall. Oop, I almost slipped. Waterfall. And it's got the jets towards yourself. And it's got rain. And this is just for temperature. Alright, I feel dumb now. I remember last time they had a little sign, do not pull down on it. It looks like someone did, trying to adjust it and broke it off the wall. Yeah, I've seen these things. They cost like a lot, these things. And the shower price went up. Last time it was $8, now it was $14, it went up. Oh, no. I don't think it went up. I think it's $8 American. No, it's the same. It's 14 Canadian, $8 American. That's what it is. All right. All right, everyone. We just started our laundry. $3 and $3 at someone else's. This is what we just started. It's midnight, so we'll come back in here right before that, move it up top, and we should be to sleep around 2 in the morning. I like to do it late at night because imagine coming here right when the truckers are getting off. You would never find a machine. Okay, so. All right. The engine always feels happier after a fresh oil change. It automatically feels smoother once you do an oil change yourself. We're just gonna take it around the block to heat it up. Then I'm gonna double check the oil level while we're fueling up, getting ready for tomorrow. So I'm gonna go around the block while we're waiting for our laundry, just to heat everything up. It's a pretty warm day. It's not gonna take long like it did this morning to heat up. Every time I do an oil change, it always feels slightly more zippy. actually got up to 40 or 5 Celsius. It's actually getting warmer as the night goes on. I didn't expect that for this area in the winter. But it makes sense why people get into trouble on the Coquihalla Highway. It's perfect here, but it could be snowing on that highway. We didn't take it today, but we will tomorrow because we're going to go explore some abandoned tunnels. Alright everyone, I just used their air compressor here to check the trailer tires. They were at 30 psi, which is fine in normal conditions because the trailer is so light. But because we're going somewhere so cold, I just brought them to 45 just to be sure. And I topped off my spare tire, which was a little bit low too. I use this machine just because the only 12 volt plug we have is in the truck and it doesn't reach. I didn't want to disconnect the trailer. So we use this machine here today. All right, everyone, we're back in the little camper. The laundry has to go for a second cycle. It's still wet. We set up our little dehumidifier again. Since it's above freezing today, all of that ice around the door melted. So it's a little bit wet. We're hoping that dries up. The mattress is a little bit wet. A little bit of moisture. We're hoping the dehumidifier can suck it out. And we got the heat running on high. This has been working out. We bought a cookie sheet to put up here for our wet boots. Carbon monoxide detector. The generator's right beneath us right now because it might rain. We got the air conditioner. I thought about starting that just to use that as a massive dehumidifier, but there's no way to run it without it getting super cold. I do love this air conditioner because it'll actually go down to 40 degrees or 5 Celsius. So that means you could literally use this as a refrigerated trailer. I've never seen an air conditioner in my life that goes that cold. And it actually does go that cold. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. This place is filling up tonight with trucks. I've never seen this truck stop so packed. There's trucks parking right here in front of our camper now. Anyways, I just went to check our laundry. I had to run it a second load. Now we're running the dryer for the third time. I think the vent pipe in their laundry room is a bit clogged up, but they didn't charge me for this load. They gave me some free coins. Look at this coin. I've never seen one like this before. This one's a little different. It's a special coin. I've never seen one like that in Canada. Maybe it's normal. I just haven't seen it before. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna keep that one. $2 coin and $1 coin. What do you say you call these?
Loonies and toonies.
Good morning, everyone. It's 9 a.m. Dehumidifier didn't collect too much, but the heater running all night has dried almost all of our mattress, and the generator didn't run out of fuel at all over the past 7 hours or so. It's just because it's warm. It hasn't had to work at high RPM because the heater's been cycling on and off. Some snow came down last night in the mountains. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I'm actually going to quickly change the oil in the Honda generator. So the Honda generator, typically you put 10W30 oil in it or 5W30. It says in the manual you can use 0W30. That's what we're going to put in it to make sure it starts up in Yukon where it could be -70. And we want to make sure if we accidentally let it run out of fuel while we're sleeping and we wait an hour and it's completely cold, that we have a good chance of starting it. The 0 is how thick the oil is when it's cold, and the second number is what it will thicken up to as it hardens. So 0 is good. Just like my truck, it uses 0W20. I couldn't believe it. I found out some of the new Toyotas use 0W8. Couldn't believe that. Anyways, while the generator is nice and hot, we're going to shut it off and do an oil change. Its oil change literally takes 2 minutes. You just pour it into another container. That's so easy. I'll show you. So if you remember in the summer, this is the same truck stop we were at. It was a very clean place, and we had a good show. There was a small forest fire. It didn't hurt any of the trees. It was just on the ground up there, and they were fighting with helicopters. It was a lot of entertainment. Last night when I was changing the oil over in this corner, I could hear water. Yeah, there is a waterfall cascading down ever so slightly. That's kind of nice. What do you think's in this truck behind us? Maybe cows? Got a bull hauler right here. I don't know if it rained last night, but I put it underneath the trailer like that just in case. This mountain looks beautiful. Look at that. We might have problems up on the highway today. That's why they call the Coquihalla dangerous. It's perfect at the bottom, then people get up to the top and it's sheer ice. Look at this, blackberry bushes everywhere. Those were in full bloom back in the summer. We had a buffet of them. It was nice. It already sounds like it's running smoother. Yeah, it feels nicer. It feels a lot smoother running in the hand now. And that only took a couple minutes. Is that a big electrical transformer there? This bull hauler here, I think has animals in it. It smells horrible. But that generator, it does not use a lot of oil. 1 quart of oil is like 2 oil changes for this thing. Doesn't use a lot of oil. So that being said, there's not a lot of oil to get dirty, so I feel like it would get dirty fast, so premature oil changes I think are okay. It feels like it's running better. Let's see. Anything moving in that truck? Can I tell? I can't tell. They got it all sealed up for winter. There's just little cracks. I think it's empty. It just smells still. All right, everyone. There's definitely snow going on up in the mountains as it is raining right here. So we're gonna split this video off, and we're gonna make another video so it doesn't run too long. I'll make another part. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day. Continue us on the journey as we go up to Alaska. I think it's gonna maybe start getting worse as we go up north. We just plotted northern BC, and in good conditions that takes 20 hours to even get to northern BC, not Yukon or Alaska. So we have probably another at least 4 days of traveling in good conditions, but we're leaving ourselves at least a week to get up there because we're going to travel slow. I just hope there's not a bunch of reckless people on the roads today. We'll see.